Alright, I'm back for one probably final wrap-up video in my Elden Ring blind playthrough series. I say final, but it's possible I might do more if I find other things. The Erd tree continues to burn in the background. So first of all, I wanted to look in my inventory and find the Taunters Tongue, which I never actually found. I have a feeling it's one of these things. You know, I thought it would be easier to find. I was editing the video from my Melinas fight and the end of it, and I thought I saw that it went into this menu, but I don't see it anywhere. Ah, wait, there it is. I see it now. The Taunters Tongue lures in invaders. It's an item for online play. Lures in invaders. This allows your world to be invaded without any furled finger cooperators present, and it also shortens the interval between windows of opportunity for invasion. Additionally, enables the arrival of a second invader to join when a cooperator is present. With 2 invaders, the maximum number of cooperators becomes 1. I am not sure I understand what any of that means, but it's something to do with PvP, and I will probably never do that. Because why would anybody do PvP in a game that is surely impossible to balance? I mean, I did accidentally do PvP somewhere in the middle of my Melinas epic week-long battle, and it was incredibly obvious that there was, you know, the PvP weaponry is so unbalanced and unfair that why would it ever be fun to play PvP unless you were the person who had the wildly unbalanced and overpowered weaponry. It feels like I'm just guessing that it has gone the way of typical MMORPG player versus player, where the goal is for you to have the most overpowered weaponry in order to just ruffle stomp your enemies and to avoid fair fighting as much as possible. That's kind of what it looks like Elden Ring PvP is devolved into. I don't know, but I'm just assuming, based on the fact that people are just doing some crazy bleed moves that almost assuredly one-shot kill anybody that you hit with that. Like, if I were to do this Rivers of Blood corpse piler thing on somebody, that would, I'm sure that would just wreck anybody. That would wreck almost anybody, basically. Shield, no shield, regardless of what armor they're using, unless they had some sort of special item that made them immune to that, in which case they would be the overpowered one and I would be the one getting wrecked myself. So, I don't know, it just all seems pointless to me, the whole PvP scene in Dark Souls games. At one time it seemed like one of the best PvP systems out there, because it was a sort of a dueling system where you dueled with other players in an evenly matched way, which is a rare thing in PvP, but it's not, I don't think it's like that anymore. Anyway, that was more rambling than I intended to do. I'm going to do a lot of rambling in this video, probably, because this is a wrap-up video. The other thing that I wanted to look at was that weapon that I picked up that I never got a chance to look at. It was called a Cypher something. Where is it? There it is. The Cypher Pata. Whatever a Pata is, it does holy damage. It only does holy damage, apparently. Interesting. Requires 30 faith. Scales with faith. One of the weapons originating from the two fingers. A formless sequence of ciphers comprise its blade, and as such, no shield can repel it. Deals holy damage. The furtive inscription appears to hang in the air, the language of light spoken by the two fingers. The unique skill is Unblockable Blade. Imbue the Cypher Blade with light, then lunge forward with a sudden, piercing attack. This attack cannot be blocked. So there are attacks that go through shields. That's cool. And the other thing that I wanted to do in this wrap-up video, and the reason that I've come out here to the Weeping Peninsula... I forgot to run auto-hotkey. Hold on. There we go. Where would I have been without auto-hotkey in this game? The reason that I use auto-hotkey is to make my shift key do the same thing as my spacebar key, because Elden Ring does not let you map the dodge and the run to two different keys. I wanted to check this Wandering Mausoleum to see if I'd used it already. No, I haven't. Okay, so here's one I can use. It looks like there's different tiers of Wandering Mausoleum. Some of them work with lower tier remembrances, and others work only with higher tier remembrances. So you got to be careful not to waste a lower tier one. You know, you got to not use them wrong, is what I'm saying. Anyway, the reason I came out here was to go to the Tower of Return, because I looked up to see if there was a way to get to the Divine Bridge after having fought with Malekith. I feel like I'm going the wrong way. Where's the tower? I am going completely the opposite direction from the way I need to go. So in this video, I kind of wanted to sort of reminisce about my favorite parts of the game in my first playthrough. Really? I think by far my favorite part of the game was probably Stormveil Castle. That was the part of the game that felt most like a Souls game. Oh my god. This feels so unfair. Wow, it also feels very laggy. Who's yelling? Is it you guys? Oh my god, you guys are screaming, aren't you? A great dragonfly head. Strange sort, says the message. That is creepy and weird. That is so creepy and weird. Yeah, Stormveil Castle was my favorite part of the game. And I think overall there were a number of sections like Stormveil Castle, other sorts of castles like Castle Morn a little bit, Redmane Castle a little bit. None of them were as good as Stormveil Castle. I thought this should take us to the Divine Bridge. So none of those other places were as good. Crumbling Farum Azula was like Stormveil Castle, but that was one of my least favorite areas because it was kind of, it was filled with a lot of BS enemies that I didn't like. Just didn't like any of them. There's the Divine Bridge. And now, theoretically, is this guy gonna get up? Oh, he is. How unfortunate for him. Oh, he's actually quite beefy. He is actually very beefy. So, this might be a bit of a fight here. I changed my graphic settings again. Oh, no, it's... Okay, wait. How do I get to his heart? I gotta get to his heart. No! I can't do a move on him. Okay. Well, I thought I was gonna be able to do a critical hit on him, but I guess not. Ow. Wow, so long. Well, God, it's just... It uses up so much stamina, that corpse piler move. This feels really laggy. I don't think I didn't do a very good job with, okay, well, I can't get to his vulnerable spot to do the critical. That's cool. Oh, fire. Nice try. There we go. An unexpectedly challenging fight here. Was not expecting that. I was kind of expecting that he wouldn't even be there. This should take me to the isolated tower. A place I've been before, but I have never been able to get through this door. But now, with Melinas' Great Rune, I am able to open it. I was thinking about Mikola again. I wonder if he's going to be a DLC boss. Because you got to figure they're going to do some DLC. Because I've kind of had a look at the achievement list. And I feel like there's two bosses with achievements that I haven't gotten. One was like Moog, which is weird because I feel like I already beat Moog once. And I thought Moog was the Lord of Blood, but maybe that was not the Moog that was the Lord of Blood that I defeated. And there was another boss whose name I can't remember at the moment, but I think it's probably related to if I had somehow gotten to the Three Fingers path through the game. It would have been something related to that, probably. But I didn't see anything that sounded like Mikola. So I don't think he's in the game. Unless he's a hidden boss somewhere that doesn't have an achievement. Melinas' Great Rune restored. What does this one do for us? Let's go find out. It's probably something like makes you immune to Scarlet Rot. I bet that's what it does. That would just be hilarious. That would be such a hilarious troll move. Melinas' Great Rune. So these are the people, these are all the people who have shards of the Elden Ring. So Godric had one, Rykard had one, Radahn had one, Margot had one, and Melania had one. And there's slots here for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, I counted that wrong. 6, 7. There's slots for 7 more Great Runes. Are they planning 7 DLCs? Is that what they're planning to do? Alright, what does Melinas do? I should read the description. I still haven't spent my runes yet. The description for Melania's Great Rune. Attacks recover hit points after damage is taken. The blessing of this half-rotted rune reduces the healing power of the Flask of Crimson Tears, and yet due to the infusion of Melania's Spirit of Resistance, attacks made immediately after receiving damage will partially recover hit points. Melania is daughter to Queen Marika and Radigan, and her great rune should have been the most sacred of all. Well, there's also this great rune of the Unborn. So this is something I wanted to talk about in this sort of wrap-up video. There's like a huge percentage of the bosses in this game are optional. Like 95% of the bosses that you run across are completely optional for finishing the game. But the ones that are required, a lot of them were not very fun boss fights, I have to say. I think of those, the ones that I enjoyed the most was probably Godric the Grafted. As much as I found it challenging toward the beginning of the game, I don't know what level I was when I got to him. Probably something like level 30. 30-ish. It was a very challenging fight, but it reminded me of a typical sort of Dark Souls boss fight where when you start, it's like, oh, this is impossible, I'm never going to beat him. But then you sort of incrementally make progress and learn his moves, and you get slowly better as you practice it more and more. And then once you've practiced it enough, you become, you gain expertise in how to fight him. And then it's like, oh, okay, I get how to fight him now. And then you defeat him through proficiency, which was, that felt like a normal Souls boss fight to me. So, in that sense, I liked that fight. So that was probably the one that I liked the most. Renala, the Queen of the Full Moon, was the easiest one for me. I think I got that one on the first try. But I think that was mostly luck, and because I was probably a bit over-leveled by the time I got to her, because I did Radahn first. I might have been in like the level 50-ish range when I got to her. So I think I was a little bit over-leveled for Rhea Lucaria. Hey, it's a dragon. I can kill a dragon. Surely. Decaying Exeeks. I don't know that name at all. He's decaying, though. I don't like to fight on my horse. So I'm watching a little bit of some other people's Let's Plays, and I'm noticing a lot of other people are like staying on their horse a lot, like running around, all their exploring. Oh, I dodged too soon. Wow, still did a lot of damage. Oh, that's Scarlet Rot damage, I think. Yep, that's some Scarlet Rot, alright. And a lot of people are fighting on their horse. Ah, jump. Big attacks. Corpse Piler. Oh, damn, that looks like it's gonna hurt. Yeah, that's hurting a lot. I'm getting away from that. I'm still taking damage this far away. That was such a huge AoE attack. This is a breath attack? No. Oh, missed. Scarlet, the Scarlet flip move, that's what I was about to say. Tail swipe flip move is what I was trying to say. And he's down. Corpse Piler. Works on dragons too. Another dragon heart. And a new draconic power at the Cathedral of Dragon Communion. Which is just up the road here. I forgot what I was talking about. Looking over the boss fights. Brightcard was kind of a gimmick fight. It's basically you just use the spear and upgrade it, and you win that fight. That's pretty much all there was to it. I just basically spammed that attack over and over again. Exeek's Decay spews Scarlet Rot breath from above. Transforms the caster into a dragon to spew Scarlet Rot breath from above. Exeek's Dragon Communion Revenger did not forget his hatred even as he succumbed to the Scarlet Rot. That was the dragon on the road that we kept going around all this time. Oh, wow. Really? Really? That was a surprisingly difficult enemy. Caelid was a difficult area. Considering that it was right next to the starting area of Limgrave, it was a very difficult area. I think you were supposed to go from Limgrave to the Weeping Peninsula, then probably through Stormvale Castle, although you can go around it. It turns out you can just go around the castle, which is something I never knew you could do. I thought you had to go through the castle to unlock all of Liurnia and the Altus Plateau and all. But you can just walk around it. But then you're probably supposed to do Renala of the Full Moon. And then maybe Rykard? Not sure. And then maybe Radahn. But Radahn, I don't think you're supposed to do Radahn second like I did. That was a really tough fight to do second. Renala was way, way easier. And even Rykard was easier than Radahn. Morgott, I think. I don't even remember Morgott, to be honest. I don't think it took me that many tries. I mean, not compared to Radahn. So, I don't know. I'm really curious if you can actually just go around Stormvale and not even fight Margit and Godric. Because I think you only need 2 of the Great Runes to unlock the 2 fingers in Round Table Hold. So I'm wondering if you can just go around Stormvale and do Renala, and then maybe come over and get Radahn, and then go on to finish the game. I wonder if that's a viable strategy of just skipping Godric and Stormvale altogether. So I might try that on some secondary playthroughs. I have 2 other characters that I've started. I still have my original hero build that I started this game with, this playthrough. And I have continued to play that now and again. Like when I'm really frustrated with recording the boss fights for this playthrough, I'll go to one of my alternate characters and play for a little while to recalibrate and have some actual success in the game for a change. What? Here's a loose end that I just thought of. I never did open this door. Oops, out of stamina. I feel like this sword uses more stamina in general. This Rivers of Blood sword. I'm gonna go back to my old favorite Blood Godskin Peeler, which I changed to a blood weapon for Melinas. So, yeah, I never did open that door, and I now know how to open that door. Because I walked right past a ladder that I never saw. So now I have to jump down here and do this, hopefully without dying. Very close. Very close. Which way do I go? I think I'm supposed to go this way, I think, maybe? If you don't just fall down like what I usually do. Oh, great. Elevator, please return. Thank you. Yeah, with my hero character, I want to make him a tank. I want to push tons of points into endurance and strength and just make him wear the heaviest possible armor, carry great shield everywhere, and hopefully have things just bounce off of him. Oh yeah, I took all my stuff off for the Melinas fight. There's a ladder here that I walked right past. Never saw it. The other alternate secondary character that I've started is a faith spec. I started a prophet. I've actually started a couple of them. But the most recent one that I started, here's the door. Shortcut. Unlocked. I want to do like a full faith spec, and I want to try to, with that one, I want to try to like kill all the NPCs. I already killed Vare. I walked out of I walked out of the starting elevator and walked up to Vare and just killed him instantly. And I didn't expect to be able to win that fight, but I actually beat Vare right away, right after walking out of the starting elevator. That was pretty funny. Someday I might upload videos of that. I don't know. But yeah, with that one, I wanna try to, you know, kill NPCs I'm not supposed to kill, and I want to try to figure out that 3 fingers pathway. Find that frenzied flame prescription, because I figure a faith character would be, you know, a good candidate for doing that. This reminds me, somewhere out here in the snow, I believe, I think it might have been over to the left of here. There was another Knights Cavalry situation, And I think I realized this. I think the when Margit way back at the beginning said cower in fear of the night, I think what he was referring to was that all these Knights Cavalry people would suddenly start showing up. There he is. Let's shoot him. Oh, he's kind of beefy. I thought there was a second one. I thought this... Oh, wow, that hurt. Yeah, these guys, it's definitely better to try to stay on this opposite side of them, because they are much less dangerous. Bleed. Oops, that hurt. But they keep maneuvering themselves, so it's hard to get to that side. They turn, so you can't really get there. And he's off his horse. Oh, I dodged right into that. Oof. And he's down. The Knights Cavalry flail. And yes, there is another one on the other side. So he's, are these Knights Cavalry part of this caravan? Is that how this works? I don't think I get credit for beating the boss until I get both of them, because I didn't get any rewards. Is that... I can't tell which one I have selected. Yep, that's the one. The Knights Cavalry Glaive. Okay, so oh man, that was close. Bleed, horsey, bleed. I would like to get a little bit farther away from this caravan, because I think I'm getting some attention. I thought I dodged that. There's some bleed. Oof. And he's off his horse. And now he's dead. Enemy felled. Knights Cavalry. Helm, armor, gauntlets, greaves, and an ancient dragon spitting stone. Neat. Where'd the caravan go? Caravan's long gone. There they are. Well, there's another loose end. So, yeah, I can't really think of anything else to say. Not much to talk about in the wrap-up video. I still think this is a fantastic game. I don't like what they've done with the boss fights. I feel like the majority of the boss fights, the strategy was basically the same every time. And that was, the way to win was to do more damage than you were receiving. The old style Dark Souls boss fights was more of a duel situation where you react to their attacks and wait for an opening and then attack. It's kind of like that still, but it's mostly about just hitting them with as much damage as possible. I think I've already robbed this one, so I don't know why I'm doing this again. The best strategy I found for most bosses was hit them with as much damage as fast as you could. Particularly if you've summoned Mimic Tier. Basically just do as much damage as you could before Mimic Tier died. Was the main strat. Man, he just stomps that foot so fast. And in many cases, you need not bother trying to defend yourself. If you had enough health, you could just take hits and just keep doing damage even though you're getting hit, like I'm doing right now. It doesn't really matter that I'm taking damage. I can withstand a bunch of hits here. But you do have to be careful because a lot of the bosses had, you know, one-shot kill moves. A lot of them had I win moves. I kept calling them I win moves. Yeah, I've already gotten this one. That one's empty. I thought maybe it would have a different treasure now that they were being guarded by Knights Cavalry. But no, they don't. Oh, there's something I never did. What are these guys doing? There's a bunch of wolves out here chasing a ball. That's hilarious. That is hilarious. These are different looking wolves than the ones that I'm used to seeing. Oh, I guess they're not different. They just kind of look different at night, I guess. They looked like they had black coats. It's just a trick of the lighting, I guess. They're chasing this ball. That's so funny. I messed up that because I suddenly targeted the wolves, which I didn't really intend to do. Ah! I missed the ball. Wait, where's the ball going? The ball's going that way now. Is the ball changing directions? What's it doing? Ah, I got it. White Shadow's Lure. An Ash of War. That sounds like something different. I feel like I could keep doing this for many, many, many more hours. Just kind of wandering around and finding things that I missed before. Okay, so we had a Spectral Lance, which also has that same icon, and now we have White Shadow's Lure. Grants an armament the occult affinity and the following skill. Hold armament in a brief silent prayer to create a white shadow. The apparition lures in foes of human build who are not in combat, drawing their aggression. Effective on effective on demi-humans, even if they are already in a combat state. So that one's for occult. I think the whole game, I only found one Ash of War that had a bleed affinity, and it was that one bloody slash that I have on this weapon. This one right here, which I used for a big chunk of the... probably the early to mid-game. That was basically my way of defeating most things. That one move pretty much wrecked most people. And then in the mid-game, I sort of switched up to... once I got the Mimic tier, that was sort of my main crutch, I think, for the rest of the mid-game toward the late game. Once you got toward the late game, the Mimic tier was much less effective. It was basically just a distraction for a short period of time with the bosses, and if you wanted to take advantage of that, you had to be able to do a whole lot of damage to kill the boss before the Mimic tier distraction was gone. So, I think I'm going to stop here. I think this will be my official concluding video of this first playthrough. Unless I do some epilogues or addendums or something. I don't think I'm going to... I'm kind of torn about this. I don't think I'm actually going to go into New Game Plus, because I've sort of regretted doing that in the past. In the past, I would officially end my first playthroughs with going into New Game Plus. But I don't think I want to do that this time, because if they do release some DLC, I would rather do the DLC on this character in this state that I'm in. Because I've sort of regretted in the past when they released DLC and my first character had already gone into New Game Plus, so I couldn't really do the DLC on that character. I had to, like, start a new character or something. So I think I'm going to leave this this character in this state. Although, on the other hand, that does mean I'll probably be over-leveled for any DLC they release. It depends on what level range their DLC is going to be, if they even do DLC. I feel like if they do DLC, it's basically just going to be adding to the map. Just like adding like an extra, you know, castle to the map or something. It's like, here's a castle you can play around in, and there's a boss in the castle, and have fun with that for a couple of months. I feel like they could extend this map for a very long time if they wanted to, just by adding just little, you know, little dungeons here and there, or little castles, or little ruins, or things like that. They could probably do that for a long time. So that's going to be it. This is the end of my first playthrough. I'm kind of sad that it's over. I have enjoyed making these videos. I've enjoyed playing this game, except for the terrible boss fights. I did not enjoy them very much. I've enjoyed living in this world for 2.5 months, and I'm not really sure what I'm going to do with myself when this time is over. What other game am I going to play after this? I don't know. I have some other things that were on my to-do list. I want to play Horizon Forbidden West. I also want to play Ghosts of Tsushima. I have a PS5 now, so I can play both of those games. Those were two of the games I wanted to play on the PS5. Reasons that I got a PS5, other than Demon's Souls Remake. After playing this game, I'm really interested in playing some Dark Souls, or maybe Bloodborne again. I never did a second playthrough of Bloodborne. I'm kind of curious to play Dark Souls 2 again. I don't think I've done more than one playthrough of Dark Souls 2, and a lot of people don't like Dark Souls 2, but I kind of enjoyed it. It's very different from the rest of the Souls series. The controls feel very, very different. But I generally enjoyed that game. So yeah, I don't know what I'm going to do from this point on. Uploading this video series is probably going to take most of the rest of the year, 2022, for me. Because I only upload like 1 or 2 videos a day. So, and I've got like 200, this is like what, 246 or 7, this, something like that, not counting the little episodes, mini episodes in between. So there's probably like 250, 260, 270 videos in this series. It's pretty ridiculous how many videos I recorded of this game. If anybody has actually watched all these videos, thank you for taking that time to watch these videos. I like making these videos. I don't necessarily love uploading them, but I like making the videos because I don't necessarily want to know what people think of the videos that I make, but I like making them. So anyway, I don't really read a lot of comments or anything, so if anybody's watching my channel, they probably know already that I don't really respond to comments very much. Anyway, I'm gonna stop here. This is a wrap on my first playthrough of Elden Ring. It is finally over. The first playthrough is now over. Goodbye. And just for the record, this is my playtime on this character. Level 141, 211 hours.